Hello everyone, today we are going to review the King Bolin K7 scan tool, so let's get to it.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, so let's take a look and see what we have inside the case. At first glance, the case is rather nice. Let's unzip it. And at first glance, when I take it out of the case, it does seem like it is a very well-built tool. If you are wondering what this thing is that I'm taking out, it is a special code that you need to activate it. So don't lose that piece of paper. Now, looking at the specifications, we can see here the screen's almost 7 inches wide. And they had an ingenious idea with the USB-C here. You could see there, it's actually sunken in, so it prevents you from, when you plug it in, installing it incorrectly and perhaps damaging the USB. Now it's got a 12 megapixel camera on the back, so that is good. Here is the Bluetooth connector that plugs in under the dash. And let's turn it on and go through some of the specs. So it runs on Android 10.0. It's got 2 gigabytes of RAM, 32 gigabytes of ROM, fairly big battery at 3150 milliampere hours, 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. As I mentioned before, the 13 megapixel camera. And you know what? It's got 3 years of free updates, so take that into consideration. It is bi-directional with just some of the control active tests being fuel pump on off. You can cycle the AC clutch, the windows, the mirrors, the doors, an injector test. You can actually do quite a bit, and then you can get into the body control manual to do more. Now, if you have an old car like this one in the picture, I don't know how well it's going to work, but anything 1996 and newer, you should be okay. And I should also mention that it is good at resetting things with performing over 31 resets. We'll get into that a little bit later. You can see here, you do have to create an account to use it. And once you create that account, you can log right in. There you go. You can see, congratulations, the device has been activated successfully. It gives you a little tutorial. And if you see the swipey hand there, you can use the swipe method to go back and forth between menus. So it is quite handy. So once you have it all fired up and updated, it is time to begin. So here you can see with the scan, I'm going to just scroll through right here, and you can see all of the name brands, or I guess manufacturers, that it will scan. So there is a lot. There's some names that I don't even know. Photon, for example. I know Holden's in Australia. Lancia, Lamborghini, Lexus, Luxgen. I don't know where that's out of. Mini, I know Mini, Paz, Peugeot, Renault, Rover, Seat, Tata India, Toyota, Volkswagen, and Zaz. Now, if we go to another menu, you can see right here, we can hit the reset, and I'll just go through some of these resets. You can see here, there is a ton of them, probably more than the average person in their garage is ever going to use. You could actually use this tool in a full-fledged shop. It's just got that much in it. Now, if we head over to the repair info here, it's the pink button here to the left lower hand corner. You can see you can access mail, internet, and we'll get to some of that later. Here you can see there's a full user's manual because no one saves the paper manuals, but it is all accessible there, and you can save video clips. So quite handy and a very, very easy to use menu. Now, if we click here under module, you can see here's extra modules you can buy. So a printer, video scope, oscilloscope, TPMS, and battery connectors if you want to check your battery. Now, we already upgraded the main software, so let's upgrade all the individual software for the different automotive manufacturers. So you can see it's just very, very easily, and there's the speed right there that it's updating. So it's actually quite quick. Now let's check this in real life and see what happens. And you know what? I'll share with you, I've never owned a Bluetooth scanner before. So this is a first for me, and I'm always used to having these cords. So it'll be interesting to see with the Bluetooth how well it does. Now, I love the module part, but unfortunately I don't have any of the modules to show you. I would really like the video scope, and if anyone has actually used the video scope, please let me know because I'm thinking of buying it. Now, here is the repair info. This is what I showed very much at the beginning, but I didn't really go into it in detail. So here you can see there's a browser. Here's a Chrome browser, and it is quite quick. You can see how fast Google popped up there. So no issues there at all. So the browser is good. You saw me swipe there to get in and out of the different menus. Very, very, once again, very, very easy to use. There's all our resets. I'll go back to them right there. There's our coolant. It's looking for the Bluetooth right now. And there you go, we should have it in a second. There you go. So now for coolant bleed, we just have to pick whatever manufacturer we have, and then we can bleed the coolant. Now the two main menus you're going to use is the OBD2 menu and the scan. So OBD2 is for codes, reset, and data here. So we're gonna connect right here. I'm just waiting. I'm actually leaving this in real time to show you. And there you go, you can see it's going to filter in everything here from the vehicle. We can see we have 53 for our data stream, and there's our readiness completed. There's 8. We can enter here. Let me just click the enter button. And there's our sub menu where we can clear fault codes. There's test results. There's lots of stuff there. Now for scan here is where, I believe this machine really shines. This is the actuation test, and it will do a bunch of health tests. Now all the health test is it's going to run through all of the modules in your car and tell you if there's any problems. Once again, I'm leaving this at real time to show you how fast it works. So here you go, you can see I have to pick 16 pin here. It is a Lexus. Now I sped up part of the video here because I know it's just gonna drag a little bit and people are gonna click out. So I did speed it up a little bit. There you go, you can see this is a 2010. So I picked the proper software, clicking others here. There is my Lexus. I'm fine with this, that's okay. Now I'm just waiting here and it should populate in just a second. And there you go, you can see now I can do the health report. That's what I mentioned earlier. System selection, ADAS calibration, all my service functions. That's what I want to focus on. So for the different service functions, I can reset the seats. There's a body module. Now when I'm in the body module, I'm just showing you here something very simple. That's the BCM. There's hazards on. You can see the hazards are on. Now I'm going to click them off. And there they are off. Here is the door. I can lock the door. No problem there. And I can turn it off as well. So keep in mind that different service functions are going to be different depending on the vehicles. Here's the washer motor operation. Here's the AC magnetic clutch. This one you won't be able to hear from inside the vehicle, but the cooling fan you should. Take a listen. And there you go, that's for the cooling fan. Now you can also test the variable valve timing, and we can shut all the fuel off. And there you go, the engine just stopped. Okay, and we're back at it. Each individual cylinder, there you go, you can see it's running rough. Smooth right out again. Running rough. Smooth out. So you get the idea, so let's try it on another vehicle. This one is an Acura, so it's going to be a little bit different. Each vehicle varies just a little bit, and there you go. You can see the green light is on, so we are plugged in. So let's begin. Let's hit the scan, and we're gonna do a health report. Now, if you remember what I said earlier, the scan and the OBD2 are the things you are going to use the most. So let's take a look at what we have. We have a problem in the BCM, so body control module, and if we tap here, we can see we have a power tailgate right touch and left touch problem. And yeah, that is totally correct. The power tailgate on this vehicle hasn't opened for years, so knew there was a problem there. What else do we have here? We can scroll down and we can see here are a bunch of actuation tests, and this is an interesting one. Cylinder cranking speed. So let's check it out. All right, so it's counting. It's gonna let us do this for 10 seconds. And then we also have to reset the computer once we're done. All right, so let's see our results. Hit the OK button, and there you can see cylinder 1, cylinder 2, cylinder 3. There is a little bit of a variance there, but it still says pass. Cylinder 5, I have no idea why it's 589%, but it still passed, so that's all I'm concerned about. And then if you look at the bottom here, you can see the average right there, judgment threshold 90%, so I guess that's good, and there were 43 readings that were taken. Okay, so if you remember from earlier, we have to reset the computer. So there it is, ECM reset. So we're gonna click OK, we're gonna wait. It tells us it has been reset, so that's good. And it lets us know that we might have some funny idle until it learns how to idle again. Here is our seat check. Take a look at this. I found this in here. So front passengers weight. So let's just see what happens here. I'm gonna click the OK button, and it's showing a negative. That's probably just how it's calibrated. There you can see it's going up. Now, why is it going up? This is not a trick, folks. It's my hand pushing on the seat. So that's actually, pretty neat feature. I didn't know that this would be able to do it. And if you want, just like all live data, we can graph it. So you can just graph any of the data that comes in through this scanner. So conclusion, what have we decided about this scanner? Well, the King Bolin K7 scanner definitely gets thumbs up for me. I do really like it. I like its ease of use. Its price point is great because it does a whole lot in its price point that others just can't do. So that part is really good. The other thing is the Bluetooth. I love the Bluetooth because I'm planning on buying the video scope, and this way with the Bluetooth, I can lug this scanner underneath the vehicle, plug in the video scope, and I can look at whatever I want without having to worry about a cord, and I'll have a nice big screen. So that's my review on the King Bullen K7 scanner. If you have any questions, please leave them below. That's it, Garage King over and out.